Why do I feel like I'm getting ready for war just to watch this thing?
That's a war face! Now let me see your war face!
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Was It Good? My name is Bob, and tonight we're going to be talking about The Acolyte Episode 4. Now, if you saw my review of the first 3 episodes, you know I did not want to do another review of this show. In fact, when it came to doing another review of this show, I had just planned to forfeit.
Forfeit? Forfeit? What's that mean?
It means I was done doing reviews on this thing, but unfortunately several of my friends convinced me to do another one.
Hey, thanks a lot, you guys.
So I dragged myself back in here to go ahead and do this review. Now, before I get into it, I want to let you know there are going to be some spoilers. So if you haven't seen the episode and you don't want to know anything about it, go ahead and go check it out first and then come back and watch this video. But as I said in my last review, I don't feel guilty about spoiling bad shows. Now, if you have seen it, I'd like to know what you thought about it. Why don't you share your comments in the comment section below? Let me know what you think of the show so far and what you thought of the episode. Did you like it? Are you enjoying it so far? Do you hate it? I'd really like to know what you thought. Don't forget to hit that like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's get to it. As our story returns to the present, we see the Jedi head to a new world in hopes to catch May before she kills another one of their own. After watching episode 3, I didn't think that anything could be as bad as that one. And to be fair, I don't think that this episode is as bad as the previous one, but that's like saying that a car wreck is not as bad as a train wreck.
What? Why?
And the reason I say it's like a car wreck is not because it's really horrible, but because it's just flat out boring. It doesn't do anything to actually make the show any better. Now, to be fair, there's once again a couple of things that I did like. The first thing is that Master Soul continues to be an interesting character. When he's on screen, I enjoy watching him. And again, I respect the fact that the actor had to learn English in order to play this role. So his character I do like. Also, I liked right at the end when the villain was had Osha right in front of him, or her, or whatever the villain's supposed to be, because I'm thinking that it's probably going to be one of the witches. But when the villain has Osha right in front and just kind of flicks her aside, I thought that looked kind of cool. But other than that, there wasn't really anything else that I liked about this episode. Now, I'm beginning to sound like a broken record when it comes to this show, but there's a lot that I don't like about this episode. First off, I think this episode is just plain boring. This episode is good for one thing. If you need some sleep, just watch this episode, because I guarantee you're going to get a good night's sleep, because nothing happens through a good portion of it as the Jedi and May and her sidekick are looking for this Wookiee Jedi, and nothing happens through a good portion of the episode except them just going on a hike. Then we get into some stupidity, whether that be through a stupid character that's introduced, or stupid dialogue, or just a sequence of events or decisions that just don't make any sense. Now, the first thing is we're introduced to this character named Basil.
Dawson, we've not a moment to lose!
I wish that was the character we were introduced to. Instead, we meet this guy right here. Now, I have no idea what he's supposed to be. Supposedly a gopher or something like that, and he's the tracker. Now, he is a terrible tracker because he keeps running up ahead from the rest of the group. In fact, Yord turns around and says that he's a bad tracker because he keeps running off from the rest of the group. He's not. He doesn't do anything in this episode. The only reason he's there is in order to have his pronouns respected. And that's a good thing that Osha was able to do that, respect the pronouns. Now, we can't write a good story, but that's good that we respected the pronouns, so I do appreciate that. Now, the next thing that is really stupid in this is that May decides to have a change of heart. There's no setup for this, for her to have a change of heart. She just turns around and says, you know what, my sister's alive now. I don't need to kill the Jedi. And she turns around and captures or traps her sidekick. And she's like, well, I'm just going to turn myself into the Jedi and I'm going to go be with my sister. I don't need to kill the Jedi anymore. And I'll let him know everything that I know about the bad guy. It just makes no sense because there is no setup for this. If there was maybe an episode or two of seeing her conflicted, then it would make sense for her to have a change of heart. But there is no setup for this. So when you get to the payoff for her to make this decision, it doesn't, you don't have that payoff. There's no emotion to it. So that was really bad. And then when it comes to a lot of the dialogue, it continues to be poorly written. In fact, when it comes to what we need to do with this script, there's only one good place for it. The acting continues to be very bland for a lot of the performances in this show. And when it comes to the sets, this does not look like this was a $180 million project. A lot of the sets look very average at best, or they look bad. I just don't know where the money went on this thing because this does not look very good. Like I said, there's a lot to not like about this episode. Now, because it's kind of my gimmick on this channel, I'm going to go ahead and ask it. Was it good? This is another bad episode in what is a bad show. This did nothing to move the needle forward as far as getting any lost viewers back. It is a boring episode that has a lot of stupid moments and decisions in it, and it continues to have badly written dialogue and acting performances. So this was, again, just another boring, bad episode. If you're still watching this long, I'd like to thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to hit that like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next review.